Welcome to A Rare Reality, a podcast powered by Jordan's Guardian Angels. I'm Christina James, Director of Outreach and Awareness for JGA, and I am joined by our team, Carol Backhouse, our Project Director, Brittany Cardoza, our Assistant Project Manager, and Larry Ferris, our Assistant to the Chair. And we are talking all things conference today. We've gone through your survey. We've seen what you thought. Guys, we had so much fun at our family conference. What a great event.
It was amazing. Absolutely.
I can't believe it's over. I mean, I guess that's the hardest part, is that we spent so much time, planning for it. But now that it's over, we're sort of in reflection mode on everything that went right and things that we're taking away from this too, right, Carol?
Yeah. I mean, I keep going back and looking at the conference pictures. I'm like, it was absolutely amazing to just be together again, and you could feel just the love and the emotions and all spectrum of emotions. And it's hard to describe, so as a community, it just feels so thankful that we have that and we're able to just get together, not often enough, but whenever we do, and just be together and see our children and our siblings. Oh my gosh, just the stories of siblings, like creating connections and staying in touch, even like across the globe with the language barrier, that connection was strong enough that many of our siblings are still in touch, and just so good.
So special. I mean, and the hugs and so good.
And a
Well,
goosebump.
we
Yeah.
talked about the fact that, like, okay, it was so great for emotionally, it was so great, and for our hearts, it was so great. But we know we had to do this too, so that was a very successful aspect of this with all the research that was gathered.
Yeah. I mean, our the timeline of our conferences, and we get asked a lot, like, when is the next one? It's really always driven by our research team and when they're ready for us to come together again. And that was the main thing from this conference. And I know, everyone in the survey said being with the families, being with the families. So I understand this is like what we all want, but really, we were able to collect a lot of data from this conference, which is really important, because this is going to be that baseline data. Then when we're screening different drugs or different methods of looking at a treatment or a cure, we can look back and have these measurements and repeat them and see how they're impacting our population. So just the mere fact that we're able, as an example, to collect 30 EEGs, I mean, that's huge. If we were to fly our families in small groups or one or two at a time to do that, it would have taken us years to get that level of data collected. So it's really, really great. The team at Columbia, I mean, I can't thank them enough for just, we had like 30 people come and really support our families and collect all that information. And we do have a meeting scheduled for October, mid-October, to kind of go over that initial clinical data. What have we learned? What have we seen? And what do we do with that going forward? And there were some findings that we didn't realize were there before, some observations from our research team that said, we've noticed that as a pattern, and how are we going to use that? So that's that back and forth, and having that access to the research team and the research team to the families is really important.
Yeah, and I think we watched those light bulb moments happen with a lot of the research team saying, oh, that we wouldn't have known about that if we weren't all together.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did like a few recap meetings after the conference with the research team, and we have a lot of kind of working groups happening, a lot of action items that are based on what we've learned during the conference. And I know the families really loved the posters, which is, each of our research team put together like a blown up PDF of everything that is happening in their lab. I know the science was really hard to grasp, but I hope it gave everyone an appreciation of how complex this problem is and how hard everyone is working from different angles. And we got a few requests to have those posters available, and we are working on those. We promise that we'll make that information available in a way that you'll be able to understand even if you weren't present at the conference. So stay tuned. We'll come back with that.
Yeah, much more to come from all of this. I mean, it's
Yeah.
so important. So keep your eyes peeled for more. Larry, we stayed at the TWA Hotel, which was quirky and so fun to see. We had a survey that went out to all the families and got a lot of answers from that. So touch on what we were, what we've learned.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, thank you to the TWA Hotel and Paul for helping us put everything together. Specifically, Paul was absolutely amazing, helping with all of our room changes, etc. We did hear that, the food was not exactly what you guys wanted or expected. We agree, and we're going to work on that next time. It's definitely fixable. So plan for the next family conference. Hopefully we get that straightened out. I do think the food was good overall, but there were definitely some things that could have been better, and we're going to work on that. On a personal note, I just want to say thank you to Lexi and Nancy for participating. They were absolutely amazing. And hi, Poppy.
My favorite part of the entire conference, making new friends and seeing old friends. Speaking of friends, Brittany, a lot of friendships were made through corporate kids and making sure the kids were safe, but also having a great time.
Oh, I was so impressed. Some of the crafts that were coming out, and just the kids, they had these big smiles on their faces, painted along with other face paint of, tigers and dinosaurs and whatever they wanted to be that day. I don't think there was one kid there that didn't have an absolute blast. They were so well taken care of, so well entertained, and I never want to do a conference without corporate kids again.
Thank you to corporate kids for all of your help, and I think that also a big thank you to Lexi for putting on our sib shops and all of our sibling workshops, because what a treat to be able to connect everyone together. And Carol, I think we've talked quite a bit about this.
Yeah, we have, and I'm looking forward for my little guy to be old enough to appreciate that, and build these connections. But there's going to be more to come on that as well. We're meeting with Lexi next week to kind of again form the plan forward and what we want to do, and we'll be in touch with our families and our siblings, and it's just so important to have that support in place, and it was so well received that we want to do more.
Yeah, great. There's a lot of good that's come out of this in so many ways. And if you have not yet seen the conference recap video, we will put a link here on the podcast so you can click on that and take a peek at it. Also, we're going to have a conference blog coming up here, just the recap blog to recap kind of what we're talking about here too. So you can read it if you don't watch. And we're just so grateful that everyone came from near and far to be together and had great attitudes and were so helpful and so loving and so wonderful. I mean, it's one of those weekends that if you can experience it, it is so worth it to make that trip, because there's nothing like it in the world.
Yeah,
We miss you already.
I know we definitely miss everyone, and we loved having every single person of our research team attend as well. A huge thank you for them. It's a time commitment, it's time away from family, but just to take that time to come and spend 3-4 days with us and kind of share your experience, meet our children. I mean, it's as personal for them as it is for us. So thank you so much for being there with us.
Yeah, some of the best hugs I saw were between the kids and the research team, and the hearts that group collectively had. I mean, it's just amazing. It's so we're so lucky, and I say that on a regular basis. So thank you to everybody for putting forth all the effort to make it happen and to be there, and we look forward to doing it again. So look for some more videos coming out to show everything that we did while we were there, and to hear from all of you, and some podcasts in the future too, to be talking with families about topics that came up, from older siblings to interviewing other families about their experiences. We've got a lot kind of there's a long list sitting right here.
Yep.
And there was a lot of material that was shared, and it was all made available. An email was sent to everyone with recordings of the presentation, the links to all the really important documents that were handed out. Most of them live on our website, so you could see them there. But we'll recirculate them one more time just so we make sure you have them. But if you missed it, do take a look, and you can watch it all, read it all, and then connect with us if you have any questions. We're happy to follow up on that.
Perfect. And check I believe those links went out 2 weeks ago in the JGA newsletter 2 weeks ago on Friday. So there are some links in there. And if not there, then the week before that. So we'll recirculate again so that everybody has that. All right. Thank you all. And thank you all.
Thank you all. See you again soon.
If you haven't had a chance to listen to our other podcasts, please do. They're available on all of the regular podcast platforms and also live on our website. So you can watch and listen at the same time at jordansguardianangels.org/podcast. So thank you all, and we will see you again soon.